Also tonight, we're still following this. The bus station outside the Pentagon is still a crime scene after police say an officer was attacked on that platform.
Virginia Senator Mark Warner and Congressman Don Beyer say that officer is dead. CBS News and AP are also reporting the attacker is dead. We're going to go to Mike Valerio, who is standing by from as close to that scene as we can get. Mike, tell us what you're seeing and what we know at this point.
Well, Leslie, it still is an arresting picture to see officers behind the yellow crime scene tape sort of around the Metro bus that's frozen in time exactly where it was around 10:37 this morning. Eric Jansen, our photographer behind the scenes, I'm going to ask him to push in so you can see the latest. And also, of course, it is such an eerie picture, Leslie and Lorenzo, with the busiest transit hub in Northern Virginia at a standstill, frozen and without commuters, without DOD personnel, which would be, of course, teaming with commuters, but only having law enforcement personnel taking exact measurements, trying to figure out exactly what happened here. So at this hour, Leslie and Lorenzo, we're still trying to get a better idea of who this officer is. And you mentioned Senator Mark Warner and Congressman Don Beyer. The senator tweeting a couple hours ago that he was saddened to hear about the death of a Pentagon police officer. So over the next few hours, guys, we're going to be asking and anticipating from our law enforcement sources, finding out the name of this individual, the person's rank, the person's location, where they live, where they're commuting in and out to the Pentagon every single day. And for that matter, of course, we're still waiting to hear more information about the assailant here. What we do know from the FBI and the Pentagon Force Protection Agency, they are saying that they are not looking for any other suspects, any other assailants. And the federal law enforcement sources with whom we're speaking at this hour are saying that this is not an all hands on deck picture. This is not a red alert situation, that the scene behind us is secure and it is not a frantic scene and a frantic situation as it was in the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, noon hour. So again, what we are going to be waiting to see, more details on the assailant, more details on the officer. And for anybody at home, guys, one thing before we go, who are frustrated about the dearth of details that are coming out, the constant refrain that we hear from our law enforcement sources since 11 o'clock this morning is that it is such a complex picture as to what happened, who did what to whom on that bus platform. They want to be crystal clear about the sequence of events before they tell us journalists, us reporters, before they disseminate that information. And of course, we're going to honor the integrity of their investigation before we pass on that information to the general public. So that's the latest that's happening right here. Guys, let's send it back to you.
Yeah, we want to be right, and we want to make sure that it is not speculative. We're talking about lives here, and lives and families that have been disrupted.
Yeah, we could say it's also been 7 hours since this incident, and even though the Pentagon Police Chief says that area is secure, there are still people who want to know. This took place at a bus stop where thousands of people commute every day, so they want to know the facts as well.
All right, we'll get back to this. This, of course, is not the first attack at the Pentagon Transit Center. Police killed one gunman who injured two Pentagon police officers in 2010.
WUSA 9's Nathan Baca is live near the Pentagon Metro stop to explain the history of this Pentagon Transit Center. Hey, Nathan.
Well, Lorenzo, just want to give you some perspective here. Now, the Pentagon Transit Center was moved just months after the 9/11 attacks to provide some defensible space to keep cars away from the Pentagon walls in case of a car bomb attack. Now, the Transit Center security was put to the test 10 years ago. Now, it was March 4th, 2010. Police say John Bedell attacked two Pentagon police officers. Bedell reportedly had two handguns and more ammo in a car parked in a nearby garage. Now, Bedell approached a security checkpoint at 6:40 that evening and began shooting once asked for credentials at a checkpoint. Now, two officers were injured and soon released from the hospital. Bedell was killed by police. Now, there was also another deadly stabbing March 2020 on the platform of the Pentagon Metro Station. Now, Vincent Wilson, we just checked today, Vincent Wilson remains in jail awaiting trial, charged in murder in that case. Now, Pentagon Police has not said whether or not there's any similarities between the previous crimes and what happened today. Reporting live near the Pentagon City Metro Station, Nathan Baca, WUSA 9.
All right, Nathan, thank you so much.